was like, holy cow, Bambi.
How about,
Did he leave his skate guards on? You got to be kidding me. Like two other three guys that played in the
I
know you got more money than
yeah, I was gonna say.
like is it hockey? So we were playing here. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 21. Sherm, how are you, bud?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, man. You just got back from somewhat of a road trip up in Denver.
Oh, yeah. Always fun. CCM Showcase there in Denver. Mike does a really good job putting it together. I mean, there was probably, I don't know, over 200 kids. It was a little bit younger this year than normal, but it was a good weekend. I
know it used to be a huge event with, probably 300-400 kids.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's gone down at all, but obviously younger from what you're saying, but obviously some good future talent out there.
For sure. Yeah, there's a lot of 07s, 08s, and 09s, a lot of good talent. I'm excited. I'm starting to build lists for future years and coming up and keeping tabs and all that. But there was also some good, 04, 05, 06s out there as well.
I know you had mentioned that there's a couple you want to get in, maybe a couple to main camp with the NA, and obviously come July, August, we'll get a little bit in tune with that, and maybe some future camp here.
Absolutely. Yeah, we had Ethan McKnight from Nashville Predators team that we signed this year. He made it to the All-Star game, so
good for
to him. I'm pretty excited for him. He looked good this weekend.
Awesome, and that'll be good to have him come in. And
absolutely.
For some of it, obviously, with a little bit of a younger group, what do they do? It's your typical scrimmage. Do they do any sort of practicing at all?
They do a goalie skate. It's I think 3 goalie skates on Friday, but other than that, it's just all games and just scrimmages like normal.
Well, that's good. And any scouts or any coaches from the NA3 up there besides yourself?
Yeah, I saw Banksy from New Mexico up there. We hung out quite a bit. He was giving me a hard time saying that I was taking all the players. So, it was pretty funny. But I don't know how serious he was. So Banksy, sorry if I'm taking them all, but not sorry.
Yeah, sorry but not sorry.
And then Kirk was up there from Austin. There's a couple other guys from the NA3. Shreveport was there. Steve Jennings from Air Force was there. And then there was a lot of East Coast guys. So
that's good. I know you had mentioned, there's Neil Liston was up there, which is good representing. It's good to get to these camps. I know the next one that we're going to go to for is going to be the Las Vegas
Global. Yeah.
The Global.
Yeah.
That'll be
a good one for sure.
Another good one. So, and then we have upcoming our Futures camp in a couple of weeks. Yep. I know we talked about that last podcast, but Futures here.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's a fun camp. We did it last year. Looking forward to it again this year. We got a bunch of kids from everywhere coming in. Yeah. So we got Minnesota and Texas and kind of all over the board coming down, and it'll be a small little intimate camp where we can actually get to coach and teach, and it'll be fun. I'm excited.
Get to know some of these kids on a one-on-one basis, which is again the whole structure behind it is. It is a Futures camp, but we open it up pretty much to all the age groups that are junior eligible. We're going to have 3-4 coaches out there. We're going to have some goalie sessions. Yep. It'll be, kind of a practice type environment.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to
scrimmages.
Yeah. Power skate. We're going to do skills. We're going to do a flow practice with, like a team practice. And then we're going to do a couple game scenarios, and the players will go out and shoot on the goalies. The goalies will come out for our practices. So it'll be good.
It'll be good. Yeah, for sure. I know there's a bunch of local kids.
Yep.
Not a bunch, but a handful of kids coming out, which is good to see.
Yeah, Odessa, El Paso. There's, I think, a couple Arizona kids. So it's
any New Mexico kids?
I think there's one New Mexico kid as well.
That's good. It's kind of like we said, it's a different environment for our type of camp that we want to do.
Yeah.
I think it's beneficial for what we're trying to do, and it gives some of the kids that don't get to all these bigger camps an opportunity to showcase their abilities.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Absolutely. It's exciting. I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. Kind of moving on, we talked about, the NA season finally came to a wrap with, good old South Division being crowned the Robertson Cup champions.
Yeah, Lone Star. I'm not surprised.
Not surprised. I remember at the beginning of the year when we were at the showcase, they, and again, obviously that's months ago. And we I can't remember what our record was. We did fairly well, except for the the development team. But we watched Lone Star, and they struggled a little bit. But it was just one of those things. I remember Joe was like, "That's not their team," And obviously, it's not. It's the beginning of the year
for sure.
And obviously Dan Wildfong did a really, really good job throughout the season. Absolutely. And There you go.
Yeah, he should be very happy. The team was solid. I was on the bench for the 2 games when we went to Lone Star, and man, they can play. They stick to the systems. They don't shy from it. They know what they're doing, and he's an intense coach, but he definitely knows what he's doing.
Yeah, for sure.
So good for them.
Yeah, hats off to them. Keep it in the South. That's two in a row.
Yeah.
Because OKC won it the year before, and then
there we go.
So it's keep it in the South. That's I guess we can be glad for that. I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's a good division. I mean everybody's strong.
From top to bottom.
The Grit had a little bit of a rough year, but it was their first year, but they still brought it, and they're still good teams. So hopefully it continues, and maybe next year is our turn.
Yeah, I just had my weekly meeting with Joe Coombs and Mike McCurry. We do our weekly call as well, and there's some players that they're going after, which is going to be really, really good.
Absolutely.
But it's such a, as the recruiting process on all levels it's a grind.
Yeah, it really is.
And it's never ending.
And I mean, there's so many teams out there. Everybody's talking to the same kids. So who's got the best this? Who's got the best that? It's a grind for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
And there's different events that everybody goes to, and like you said, you hit it on the head. There's so many teams out there, and they're competing for the best players available at all levels.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
And what can you bring to the table?
Yeah.
From your organization, your coaching staff, to what the facility offers, to gym, to rapid shot, to whatever ice time.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's some teams in our division that practice a couple times a week.
Twice a week, yeah. It's like a glorified U18 team, unfortunately.
And it's hard, and they still do a good job.
Yeah.
Which is good, which is great.
I mean, I don't know how, having 2 practices a week, I don't know how you can be, at the top of the division, but there's teams that we know that do that, and it's impressive.
We're talking about the NA3 team that it's a different element, but there's a player in particular, we're not going to mention any names, that he might not be able to come back, and he's going to play in Canada, possibly. And, they're only offering a couple of practices a week.
Yeah.
And, if you're trying to get better and develop, it's hard.
Oh, for sure.
To better your skills when you're only on the ice for 3 hours a week.
And then you have, if you want more ice, you have to pay out of pocket and go just stick and puck or drop in or whatever,
right.
Get a skills coach or whatnot. It's, it's tough. The more touches, the better you get. So the more ice, obviously, the better. There's a time and a place for it. Towards the end of the season, we, cut back on practices to, keep bodies healthy, but it's important to have as much, on ice and training as possible during the season to develop.
Yeah, it's definitely a grind on all levels and as players. We get asked questions. What should players be doing in the summertime? To get better. Everybody thinks that you got to be on the ice, 2 hours a day. I don't know if that's the case.
Quite frankly, I think they should be in the gym. They should be stretching. They should be doing something else, because your body, can only take so much. Obviously, don't stay
not
off
skate,
the ice, because you don't want to show up for training camp or main camp and not be ready to go. But your body needs that break, and you got to get stronger. You got to build your body up, now, so that at the end of the year your body's strong enough to handle the run.
The athletes these days they're so different from back when I was playing, or even from when you played. Like I remember off season was the off season.
Yeah.
We'd go to conditioning camp about 2 weeks out
before,
and just try to work off the fat that you put on in the summertime, and lie to yourself that you're in shape and you're good. But
you're not gonna be huffing and puffing at camp, and
and then it takes you 2 weeks at camp, right? But nowadays it's not. You got to be ready to go at camp time, because if you're not, you're gonna miss the boat and you're gonna end up somewhere else.
Yeah, it's much different. It's a totally different beast nowadays.
For sure. But the athletes are so much better. Like they're better in shape. Like I get questions all the time. Like, I thought hockey players would be bigger. Well, define bigger. Yeah, they're huge as far as stature wise, but no, they're not built like football players. They're lean. They're 6-7% body fat on a good athlete, right? Absolutely. And that's pretty good.
Yeah,
they take a beating.
Yes, I don't. I was thicker. I wouldn't say I was out of shape or in shape, but I don't know how the guys do it nowadays with the low body fat and are skinnier.
Yeah,
they're still strong.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a totally different body style than maybe it was when I played.
When back in my day, like I played, I'm not blessed vertically. I'm 5'9" if best, and I played at about 185, 83 pounds.
Yeah.
That I had to play at that
Yeah.
weight or I'd get pushed around.
Yeah.
And I wasn't fat, but I wasn't thin either.
Yeah.
I was in the gym a lot, putting on mass and
I was I think my playing weight was like 230, and I remember one time telling me that I just needed to go eat a couple Big Macs. I need to put on some extra weight.
At 230.
At 230, I'm like, all right. Sounds good to me, coach.
But yeah, no, it's crazy how these athletes train in the summertime, and how they refocus not so much ice time per se, but they focus on flexibility and core strength and agility.
Could you imagine if we did that and then had the technology for the sticks and skates and all that they have now?
Probably wouldn't be sitting here.
Yeah. I mean, I probably would be.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, never know.
But yeah, it's always good to think. I even talked to my daughter this morning. She's doing some stuff for her hockey.
Yeah.
And she's running a 6.32 mile.
No thanks.
Or something. And I'm like, what? And she's doing like something like 79 sit-ups without a break in 2 minutes. I don't know if I've ever done 79 sit-ups in my complete lifetime.
That's a lot.
And she was going through this stuff. And it's more for the Naval Academy.
Yeah.
Because she's going to go there in 2 weeks to just kind of like a walkthrough.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
a visit.
Awesome.
And I'm just like, wow.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Something ridiculous.
I wonder how long it would take me to train to be able to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. A long time for me. The running part would kill me.
Oh, my knees are shot.
I hate running.
I hate running. I hate it.
And then she's all stressed about the testing because they do a pre-test at Culver because it's a military school.
Yeah. Yep.
And she's all stressed out about it. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, kid. Like, relax. Yeah. So she does the mile. She did the push-ups. No, she did the sit-ups. Then she did push-ups.
Yeah.
So it's all in 2 minutes. How many you can do in 2 minutes? There's a requirement. Yeah. I think 19, right, for females.
Mm-hmm.
But you can do them the female way with your knees on the ground and that way, right?
Oh,
well,
really?
she didn't. She just did them straight up, and she did like 36 or something. and she's like, I did bad because girls were getting like 40. I'm like, huh? Yeah. But then she says they were doing them
with the.
So I'm like, what are you worried? You did them the normal way.
Yeah.
So and then overall,
even if it's 10 less, I mean, that's still.
But she did them like you and I would do them versus, and then she says that she did really well compared to the girls, and she beat some of the boys with their overall score.
Oh.
I'm like, what are you worried about?
Yeah, I did a couple of years ago. I was thinking about doing the police route, and I did the police testing, and I passed everything except for the sit-ups, and it was 29 in a minute or something like that.
It's not a lot.
It's not a lot. I got to 21, and it felt like I hit a brick wall, and I couldn't do it.
I did the same thing.
I just couldn't do it.
I did the same thing. I did the mile within pass.
Yeah.
The push-ups, that. I did everything, and then I got to the sit-ups.
Yeah.
And I had to bow because I was like 6 short.
Well, and that's the problem is how they do it. It's like bench press or sit and reach, bench press, something, sit-ups, mile run.
Yeah.
So by the time you get to sit-ups, you're
I was done.
pretty tired, and then you get to that mile, and it's like, oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't...
it's different.
It's different for sure.
Definitely a different athlete, and, they get beat up a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Which is going to lead into the next conversation, is the NHL playoffs. Man, there's some guys that take a beating, eh?
Yeah. They're a different breed, those guys. Like, do whatever it takes to get your name on that trophy. I get it.
Yeah, for sure.
Man.
There's arguments always going, what's the hardest trophy to win? What's the best athlete? I would think that the best athlete, I think we touched on this, would be a basketball player. As far as an athlete-wise.
Yeah.
Just because those guys, there's not a lot of them, and they're moving all the time.
Run and jump, yeah.
But as far as the hardest trophy to win, I would think it would be the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, for sure. No question. No doubt.
And, some big plays out there, some big hits last series when, who's the guy from Florida that put Marchand out? I see his face. Anybody know? All our producer and helper over there on their phones are not even listening to us.
Googling.
Cullen? No, it's not Cullen. Anyway. But,
Was it Reinhardt?
No, but he looks like Reinhardt. God dang, I can't. He was hurt. Bennett. So that guy plays on the edge a lot.
Yeah.
And he's grinding and mucking and doing everything. Plus, he can score.
Yeah. Good player.
Good player. And then Kachuk and Rampy a little bit last game. And I think Florida's the better team. There's no way the Rangers, even though they're in my pool, the Rangers, I don't think they're the better team.
Yeah.
Especially not last game.
I'd have to say.
Even though they won.
I'd have to say Florida. Yeah. I feel like they just have a little bit more depth and strength than New York does, but
they're just a big, heavy team too.
They're mean.
Yeah.
They don't mess around, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yes, that's why they play the game. And then Edmonton, man, they blew it last night.
Yeah. I'm cheering for the Stars, so let's go.
Right.
I noticed I was wearing an Oilers shirt yesterday too.
Oh boy.
I was doing yard work and I looked down and I was like, I can't be doing this. Going against my own bet. So
up, what is it, 2-0 after 1, then they're down 3-2 after 2.
Yeah, they scored 3 goals in 3 minutes and 33 seconds.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Call a timeout, coach.
Yeah. So
after 2, call a timeout and slow the train down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just kept chugging along, I guess.
Do something. But yeah, man, I think the Oilers, they're done now. I really do.
I don't know. I never count McDavid and Draisaitl out.
No, but
I saw that they were on. There was a stat last night, fastest player to
reach 100,
and it was how many of those guys were Oilers?
Yeah, wow. Yeah, Curry and Gretzky and I don't know.
But
I don't know if Messi hit it when he was there or not.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
But yeah, it's like 65 games. They had 100.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good. I think Gretz did in 49.
Yeah, I wouldn't surprise.
Something wild.
Something stupid like that. But yeah, just looking at everything, in the NHL, what's going on and the rules changing. Now you're starting to see guys wearing their neck guards.
Yeah.
That's going to be across the board, the junior level and minor hockey level.
It is in junior.
It is across the board. And then there's something with the officials too, where they're going to need to wear them, I believe.
Oh, really?
I don't know what the junior level and below, but I read something about that.
I believe it. Makes sense. I don't want to wear one personally, but I get it.
Yeah, I know
it's a scary situation.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't as a player.
I used to hate them.
We used to have to wear them because Canada makes you do everything.
Did you wear a stop sign?
No, we didn't. I don't think we had those. But I know stop sign, which is not a bad thing.
No, it's not. It's funny, but it's serious.
Yeah, for sure. But we used to we'd wear like a bib, kind of a turtleneck.
Oh, yeah.
Not a turtleneck, but like a neck guard. And we just cut out the foam.
Yeah.
And so you just see it have a cloth.
Yeah.
Just so you wouldn't get penalized.
Yeah.
Kind of like the mouth guards.
Yeah. For sure. I know all about that.
But it is changing. The landscape is changing. Player safety is becoming more and more put in the plan.
Yeah. I feel like the companies that are making the net guards are doing a better job of making them more comfortable, though. The old.
Remember those old iTechs?
Yeah,
that'd be
that's what I
like
was gonna
this
say.
thick, and it'd be just like a cone around your neck. Like
can't move, you can't nothing.
Yeah, they're certainly changing them. But again, I'm not going to say it took one freak accident because there's been a handful.
Yeah,
but that's what it takes is something like that. And I don't even know where that is in the court yet. Like is he getting charged? I have no idea what's going on with that. But pretty sad incident for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Obviously, if it was, he did not intend to do that. I would bet myself on that.
You could intentionally do that.
No. But did he mean to swing his leg?
Maybe.
But did the end result? I'm pretty sure it wasn't that.
No.
Pretty
sad.
I can't imagine.
But
pretty sad. So you're going. You have the Oilers in your pool, right?
No, I have Stars.
Sorry. Stars, and I have the Rangers. And I know these guys are already out.
No, he's got Florida.
No, he's got Florida. He's out, right?
He's out.
Yeah, so we'll see where that goes.
Who does Dr. Sharp have back there? Rangers?
Yeah, that's what he says. But we'll see where that goes. It's certainly fun. I hope all the games go 7 just to keep hockey going.
Yeah.
And get through this, the conference finals and then the Stanley Cup, the run into mid-June. Yeah. No, end of June, right? It's got to be the end of June.
Yeah.
Mid to end of June. Man. Third week.
Yeah, third week.
And then,
And then we're at main camp, and then
guys get a week or so off, and then not a week or so, about a month or so, and then they're back at it, right?
Back going again. So yeah,
but so summer short for the guys that make it far, and
yeah, it's worth it.
It is worth it, but man, it's a grind for those poor guys.
Oh yeah, I couldn't imagine trying to come back and be ready to go that quick.
Yeah, it's crazy
after all the wear and tear and whatnot. So I mean, power to them.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
Definitely a grind, and summer for us it's a slower time per se, but it's not.
It's more mentally draining than anything for us. They're physically, with playoffs and whatnot, and here we are trying
to get ready for next year already.
So,
and that's the tail of the tape, right? Like these guys, even in our league and the juniors, like the NA3 would finish at the end of March, and NA is finishing at last week. It's a long season.
It's a long season.
And then we got the start times for this upcoming year. It's going to be early September, but we haven't got anything with the schedule yet, and we won't for a while with the NA3. The NA should be anyway. That's a different story. I won't get into that, but that should be out sooner than later. And but it's definitely interesting the summertime for us.
Oh yeah, it's every day is either putting out fires or a curveball or good news. So it's you never know what you're going to get. Yeah,
and the one thing is like there could be worse jobs out there. That's for sure, right?
Yeah, 100%. I like the thrill of it. You never know what you're going to get.
Exactly, and it's stressful on many levels, and for everybody involved in the process, including the players, right? Because there's big decisions that they need to make, and mom and dad need to make decisions too. And I'm a parent, and you're a parent, and there's decisions that you want to make for your kids, and let them also kind of make a decision.
It's a big life choice. I mean,
for sure.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, it influences you one way or another.
100%.
Hopefully for the better, but some kids aren't so lucky. So
yeah, for sure. And that's one thing that we as an organization pride ourselves on is a good experience for kids. They come in as young men kids, and they leave as young men.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be back if it wouldn't have been for that.
Right.
I wouldn't be here right now. So
we've had lots of former players back in the mix, that have come back to coach at whatever level, or just come back, to want to be part of it. Absolutely. And, from scouting levels to coaching level to whatever. That says a lot, I believe.
For sure.
It does.
Absolutely. 100%. I don't think there's a lot of teams that have that, as many as, we do, or the organization does, for sure.
Yeah, I know organization from top to bottom, we've got a pretty good staff, and certainly try to make it better for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, except for the producer, right?
Right. With that said, we're going to kind of wrap this up. It's, summertime, the episodes are going to be a little bit shorter just because of the content that we don't have or lack of or whatever. But, there's going to be some upcoming things where we're going to be doing remotes. I know we're going to go back to Dead Beach, and we're going to talk with at Tropical Smoothie and possibly Rudy's. There's going to be different things that we're going to be going out and trying some different things and do some sampling of food. And
like that.
Maybe some beverages. We were at the zoo a couple weekends ago, which was cool. So we're going to be doing a lot of different things.
Sounds good to me.
But again, appreciate your time, my friend,
Absolutely.
and best of luck to you on the grind, man.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for watching this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please remember to like and follow. And remember, take care, comb your hair, and keep the stick on the ice.